Hello my friends, SAmaryllis here to play more Cinders. Last time I made my decisions and no going back from there unless I play the game over again. But yes, I did decide to go to MacLeod for help instead of the ferry, and I also decided on the route I want to take, which is to run away with Perel. Not sure if I agree with Cinder's method of trying to get Perel to leave with her, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. I am still going to try and go to the ball though, so that would be up to MacLeod to help me get in there. Looks like Carmosa is still out. Good. I was honestly afraid I wouldn't be able to get back in time, or worse, stumble upon them on the way home. Nobody should have to come home hoping to find all the people gone, praying to be left alone. Fortunately, with some luck, it's the last time I feel like this. Tomorrow, everything's going to change, one way or the other. I'm going to miss this house. Its walls hold many memories very dear to me. Mother's smile, father's stories. It's funny, I hate Carmosa, but deep inside I hope she's going to be successful with her plans. I want to believe this place won't fall apart after I'm gone. And I wish I could take Sophia with me, but I think with this choice, I'm not allowed to take her with me. Poor Sophia. I wonder what I'm replacing this life with. It might be a dream come true, might also be a nightmare, but all I've got to lose are memories. Although, I think I am going to miss my sisters. Who would have thought? After all, we are all creatures of habit. It's like throwing away shoes that chafed but were very familiar. One would hesitate, right? It wasn't always easy, but I've grown attached to them, somehow. I do hope they'll be fine. Alright, enough of this. I need to go into my room and stay there as usual. When Carmosa comes back, I need to look like nothing is going on. Alright, here we go. Oh, the prince, haven't seen him in a while. The garden looks odd in this pale moonlight. Everything is set for the ball, but there's no living soul here except me. It seems so unreal. Just a few hours ago, it was full of servants, carefully setting every little piece of decoration. Now it's deserted as the preparations come to an end. Only the wind does not hesitate to run freely and ruffle everything. I have to say it feels unusual tonight, like a change about to go off during the storm. This tension in the air almost feels tangible. Our court jester used to greet people, "May you live in boring times." This feels like the grim opposite. Almost like an omen of things to come. A sign of the storm closing in. Interesting times. I wonder whether this has any chance of success. Can I commit to change and make it happen? Is this even possible? I've read the philosophers, but never seen it come true. Books and idealistic theories are one thing, but people tend to resist change, even change for the better. Father didn't make it any easier for me either. He was a good ruler, and he's remembered very fondly. Anything I'll do will be seen as betraying his legacy. It would all be easier if he had been a bloodthirsty tyrant. It feels like a storm is coming indeed. Even if I succeed, history may remember me as a renegade. And will any woman stand by me through this? Is this ball the best way to look for such a person? In the absence of better ideas or better judgment, I have made my decision, the best I could. Now, all there is to do is to see things through, and hope. The weather tonight really doesn't feel right. All the dogs in the kennels act as if possessed. I should get back to the palace. Let's hope for an interesting ball night and boring times. Is Perel gonna talk to him? I'm glad I could finally take off that damn dress. It's badly done, badly cut, tight as hell, and looks ridiculous. No corrections are going to change it. That little old man called himself a tailor. What a joke. I bet I could do a better job sewing a suit for him. Oh, I'd trim his waist good, cut his trouser tight in all the right places. The little fellow would be even smaller by the time I was done. This whole situation is stupid. No matter how tight and tasteless our dresses are, they won't make any of us a princess. Gloria, weren't you supposed to be in the garden? Oh, sorry, that was Sophia saying that to Gloria. I was, but the weather turned bad so suddenly. I've never seen the weather change so quickly. Oh, my big mature sister got all spooked by a big bad cloud. Don't be ridiculous, Sophia. I'm not in the mood for this. Maybe you would like to get all soaked in the rain and look miserable, but I surely don't. Well, I don't see a single drop of rain outside. Neither can I. Strange. I swear I could see flashes between the clouds. Are you practicing talking about the weather before the ball? Because it's not working. You're still boring. No, but I can see you are already sharpening your tongue. The prince will surely appreciate your wits. And how's your dress, Sophia? By all things held dear and holy by all the naive people in the world, I swear, if you ask me this question one more time, you'll feel my pain. The reason I repeated the question so many times today was in the hope that it would stretch a little over time. Oh, well, it didn't stretch an inch. The tailor did a good job there. When I wear it, I feel like a properly packaged piece of pork. Why didn't you tell Mother then when we were at the tailor's? He could have applied further corrections. Because her loving motherly eyes told me, one more complaint and you're dead, girl. Your choice of words is poor as usual, but I agree with your sentiment. Mine is still much too tight as well. I always found it astonishing how my pain tends to trigger such immediate joy in your little black heart. No, it's not like that. I mean, you're right about the joy part, but something else made me laugh. Do tell me. I'm sure it's going to be utterly enlightening. Well, tell me, aren't these dresses a wonderful metaphor for our lives? I fail to see it, I'm afraid. We're trying to fit into clothes which someone else made for us this whole time, or rather, for the image of us in that someone's head. I bet they're a perfect fit for those phantasms inside Mother's head, Mother's mind, disciplined and pretty as dolls. Stop it, your bitterness is getting tiring. And stop being so childish, it's only a dress. A lady must learn how to walk, talk, and smile even if the corset is a bit tight. You know that Mother was only trying to teach us how to behave properly in society. She had to endure far more than a tight dress to get us where we are now. Oh yes, the sacrifices she makes to make us shine during the grand ball. Your cynicism gives you little credit. You know very well that this is important to her. Perhaps it is. But tell me this, sister. Is it important for us? Sophia and Gloria. Finally, the day's over. Both dresses fit, everything's in place, and even that incompetent tailor agreed to lower the price. All things considered, it all went better than expected. It's a shame the girls don't seem to realize how important this is for them. Nor do they appreciate how much effort it takes to prepare two young ladies to make their debut in court. Especially if nobody cared to invite them. They're not even aware of what that means for women their age. By noble standards, they're getting old and must be introduced soon if they're ever to find a husband. And without a husband, they may as well lock themselves up in this house and wait for old age to come and relieve them of their miserable lives. I hope they'll grow up soon and open their naive eyes to the way the world works around them. It's either that or they will end up alone in some dark and empty room, forgotten and hated by everyone. Thank heavens for the night. If nothing else, it's easier to hide oneself in the dark from the gaze of others. If no one wants to see it, it isn't happening. That's the way people work. And I learned that lesson the hard way. Is that a storm coming over the horizon? It's one of those strange, cold ones. Without rain. I think I remember a storm like this many years ago, that night when she died. Are the fairies working something? I didn't ask the fairies for help, I asked Madame Guide. It's no good to think about things like that before I go to sleep. It's late and the weather's turning bad. I better close the window before the storm comes. Thank goodness it's dawn already. I haven't slept for the entirety of the night. How could I? I feel like there's a dozen especially vicious poisonous butterflies having a grand ball of their own in my stomach. Poisonous butterflies. That's a good one, Cinders. Lack of sleep will surely make you very eloquent this evening. Still, if things do go according to the plan, this has just been my last night spent as a slave in my own house. I can hear Hermosa's voice. Is she mustering the girls again? Her private little army of two. Well, whatever training she gives them, nothing will prepare them for this evening. Oh my, won't they be surprised? As will be Carmosa. The all-powerful, all-knowing lady will be caught at a loss tonight. I think I should sneak out right after they leave the house if I'm to get the dress before it all starts. So hurry up, girls! 6 additional guards in the main hall. That makes 65, and 2 dressed up as guests following the prince discreetly. At least that much good has come from the masks everyone will be wearing. Guards can be disguised and mix in the crowd. Of course, every assassin, vagabond, or other villain opposing the rule of the prince will be dressed as guests as well. This is going to be a long night. The security is quite tight, but during a masked ball, the chance of an unwanted person squeezing in is far too high for my liking. Like Carmosa's, Sophia, Gloria, and me? I guess I'll just have to follow the prince closely. Contrary to what His Highness believes, I think a proper guard presence is needed at this event. On the other hand, I'm being let go, so why do I care? The prince has determined that this is the age of politics and plots, not war. Information instead of steel. I wonder how well that will work. Somehow, I don't think people change that quickly or willingly. Someone assaults the future king with a hidden blade, but then suddenly the ruler yells, "What's the capital of the lands of the mist?" Well, and the attacker folds. But fair enough, I have decided not to adapt, so I'm staying behind. And with my inadequate methods, I shall protect the prince one last time. Then come what may. My attachment to the code, to honor, and to the crown is also a thing of the past. Inadequate. Then again, if I am to leave a lifelong goal to travel with a girl I have just met, the world truly is changing beyond recognition. But in order to be able to leave, I need to do this last thing right. Protect the prince and uphold the peace. For myself. It may be guilt that compels me to do it, or old habits, mixed with some melancholy perhaps. But this ball will be my farewell to duty and the crown. So I'm going to do my best. I think the stairs need to be double-checked. Sounds like Perrault hasn't talked to the prince yet. Well, well, look who finally got out of Carmosa's reach and managed to come. I'm so sorry. The sisters kept calling me and wrinkled their noses and demanding adjustments to everything. Their hairdos, the way their shawls are draped and dresses pressed. And now it's so late. I won't make it in time. How could I have missed my chance? They didn't even notice, but they ruined... Calm down, girl. You will be fine. But it's so late and the ball has almost started already and... You're just nervous, and that is fine. There's a big night ahead of you. But trust me, you will get your chance to dazzle everyone. You're right. Maybe I'm panicking a bit. Good thing you didn't see me when I was running over here like crazy. Actually, if you want to make an entrance, cause a stir and get envious looks. You ought to come fashionably late. This way, you'll be noticed from the start. Good point, but I guess it's understandable I'm nervous like that. I think every girl your age has the right to flaunt her emotions to the world every once in a while, but thank the spirits it hasn't come to that. Yes, thank you. So, what do I do? Let's start with the dress. You can't go to the ball without one. I'm glad we agree. I mean, technically, you could go without one. You definitely get everyone's attention then, but somehow I think that's not what you had in mind. I'd prefer not to, if you don't mind. May I see it? The dress is prepared for you along with everything else in the wardrobe. That's the room on the left there. I'll wait here. Let me just get the lights. Oh my, this is raunchy. Almost explicit, I would say. Didn't you want to be noticed? This dress should help a lot. Try it on. Wait, what if Perrault has seen Madame Guide in it before? That would be really awkward. It's amazing, and it fits like a glove. Thank you. Told you, and you're welcome. The shoes are a bit too small, though, and they have a stiff high heel. Dancing in these will be a challenge. You'll manage. This kind of beauty is not achieved through comfort. It is usually bought with a little bit of pain. In any case, this is just for one night, so simply grin and bear it. You should hurry now. I didn't mean to be ungrateful. The whole outfit looks wonderful. But how will I get inside? One of the cooks arranged to let you in. I cured his wife last winter, so he has a debt to pay. He'll sneak you in safely. Great, thank you. Is there anything else I should know before I go? Just enjoy this. Relish the moment. I believe we make our own fate. So good luck. Make the best of it. Thank you. You have done something truly amazing for me. I won't forget it. Alright, I think we're finally going. Ooh, look at all those shadowy figures. How did I not see this before? They're so used to wearing masks all the time. Today's dress code changes nothing. All it did is bring out their mastery in masquerading. Isn't this what you have chosen to support, sire? The monarch is the one to set the tone for his country. Didn't you want the land to become a political arena? Politics instead of war, yes, but this game of appearances disgusts me as much as it disgusts you. Politics for the sake of progress and people. That is what I think is best for this country, not this. But I know that you don't condone this, do you? When the ways of our forefathers are changed, honor disregarded, and rules made gray and flexible, this is what happens. A world where the two-faced win. That is not entirely true. What should happen is that the people will be given voice and empowered. It may have some disadvantages, but it is still the future. Maybe it is, but I wouldn't trust people enough to let them rule. If you want honesty and righteousness, you need black and white rules and a stable set of values behind them. Yes, but we need a land of prosperity too, and I don't mean material prosperity alone. I want a land of as much joy as is reasonably possible in my realm. It's a worthy goal, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I do understand your reluctance to practice politics, however, and I appreciate your honesty. You have the right to be doubtful. Curiously enough, to set people free, you need some level of deceit, hypocrisy, and gossip. If you say so, sire. See, it even rubbed off on you a little, my friend. But right now I have to play along, deal with this lot, and choose a wife from among them. Frankly, I don't see any good candidates on the horizon. What do you think I should do? I could use your advice on how to proceed. I wouldn't even begin to imagine how one might approach this situation. Please, just tell me what you think. I think that you're overthinking it, my lord. Maybe just try to blend in and go with the flow of things. So, you are saying I should stop staying outside, observing and judging the women who came here? Well, that is not exactly what I said. But you are right. If I am to learn the true natures of the ladies that are here, I need to give them a chance. So for now, I'm going to stop judging and reach out. Thank you, friend. This is the chance to rise up in the world. Each of you can become so much more than impoverished nobility. You'd be royalty. You do want that, don't you? I really am not so certain. Of course we do. This isn't the attitude that will win you a better life. If you don't commit to it and ignore the rest, you'll lose. We are committed. We really are. It's just not easy, Mother. But we'll try. My dear Gloria, nothing in the world that is worth striving for is easy. You need to fight for a better life, endure hardships, discomfort, and sacrifices. This is your chance. If you play it right, you won't have to worry about any of those ever again. Do you understand what that means? Now smarten yourselves up, girls. Do something about that cringe, Sophia. And you, Gloria, adjust that coiffure. Good. But what for? Not that I can't endure pain and hardships, Mother. You've made sure we both can. But what's the purpose? He won't choose us anyhow. Now, you have to do this if you want to survive and go up. If you commit and do your best, you do have a chance. What did you think? That ending with some smaller nobility or a soldier is an option for my daughters? Only idiots aim low. It's not like both of them can marry the prince anyway. Come on, Carmosa, you're so mean. So we will do everything we talked about yesterday, and we will try to charm the prince. I'm not sure that I can do that, but I'll try. I didn't raise you two to be unable to gain influence over a single man. You are young, pretty, you are women. Use your wits and instincts. And if that fails you, Gloria, as we all know it will, you can always flaunt your cleavage. But wouldn't that come across as very unladylike? What would people think? There are many ways to entice a man. Your beauty will help you in that, so do not be ashamed of it. Use it if necessary. These dresses cost me a fortune and more than a single white hair, but they should draw some stares. Now let's make sure you get the chance to use your feminine wiles. Each of you will go get the prince's attention, introduce herself, and get invited to a dance. How do we get invited? Are we to invite the prince ourselves? Just hint at it, subtly. Or heavily, but then remember about the cleavage. Shut up, Sophia. I'm trying to understand what to do as best as I can. You never understood the idea, did you, sister? Quiet. There are more important things than bickering right now. Focus, you two. You both look astounding, and I'm sure you'll do fine. You are my daughters, after all. Oh. Gloria, you go first, then Sophia. Remember, stand up straight and smile at all times, and when you dance, every other pirouette brush against him is accidentally. Good luck, sister. You are going to need it, you know. Don't listen to her. Just go. Very well, so I'm keeping an open mind. Do you have any other advice? No. However, there is a very pretty young lady standing over there and gazing your way, my prince. Most of them are, as if this was some kind of contest with the kingdom and palace as the main prize. Well, there are many candidates gathered together for one event, and one of them will be chosen to become rich and influential. If not a contest with the kingdom as a prize, how would you describe it, my prince? Ha, good point, my friend. All right, let's try to select a wise queen and a good companion for the years to come. That young lady really looks absolutely astounding, and she has this dignified air about her. Please excuse me, friend. Good luck, my lord. Good evening, mysterious beauty. How are you enjoying yourself? Thank you, your highness. This ball is amazing. Everyone is excited to be here, as am I. Please, stand back. Oh, I'm sure they are. Half of them because they're rooting for their hidden agenda to take effect tonight. But how can I blame them? But I am certain every court member wishes both you and the land the best. Oh, please excuse my bluntness, but do you genuinely think this to be true? What was your impression before when you talked to them? I haven't talked to many of the guests, Prince, but I honestly believe they have the kingdom's interest at heart, even if it doesn't show. Fine. Have you tasted the food? We have brought spices from the eastern lands, especially for this occasion. I am sure it's excellent, my lord. It looks like pieces of art, and the smell is delicious. Are you sure? Would you like to try this? These small sweet rolls are a particular pride of our cooks. They are called soffins, and baking them involves the help of an alchemist. That sounds fascinating, your highness. It is. That is why the taste is undescribable. It's neither sweet nor sour, salty or bitter. Unlike anything known to nature, alchemically magical. Have some. Thank you, your grace, but a lady should watch her figure. Surely a woman of your beauty doesn't need to worry about such things. You look as delicate as the morning breeze. I really don't think Gloria's a good match for the prince. She always does what she's told. She doesn't have thoughts for herself. And, as she's displaying in this conversation, she hasn't talked to any of the guests. She hasn't eaten any of the food. She doesn't think of anything about political machinations. Like, I want Gloria to have a good ending, but I don't think this is it for her. You are too kind, your highness. Are you sure? Thank you, your highness. Maybe just a little bite. Oh, you don't need to call me your highness. I don't attach that much value to formalities, and after all, I'm not a king yet. Oh, I'm so sorry for the mistake, your highness. I didn't mean to imply. I'm truly sorry. That's nothing. Don't mention it. Oh, I won't mention it again, if that's what you mean. I'm sorry. It's fine. Just please relax. I get the feeling you are very tense. Can we just chat casually? Of course, my prince. What would you like to chat about? How do you like the music? The music is heavenly, my prince. You really think so? Why? I don't know much about music, but this seems like an excellent choice, my prince. Well, then maybe let's talk about things that interest you. Why don't you choose the topic? I do not know what you like and what interests you, your grace. Oh my, I did again. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. It'll not happen again. Oh, don't bother. Worry. Don't worry. I'm sorry, your highness. Isn't pleased. I didn't mean to upset you, my prince. I truly didn't. Somehow, I wish you did. Will you please excuse me, my lady? Of course, my prince. I hope you enjoy your evening. This is going to be a long night. Yeah, that was pretty much the worst it could have gone. Gloria, you're back so soon? Did the prince fail to meet your standards and you had to fend off all his attention and admiration? Did you dismiss him and take your leave? No. You're awfully quiet. What happened then? I know. You used up all your eloquence on the prince? I'm sure he was really impressed. That's probably why he ran off so fast. He was too intimidated to stay in presence of such perfection. And I'm glad you gave me this opportunity to point out again how great an example you are for me. Please enlighten me as to what the key pillars to your... Will you shut up already? Enough. If there was ever a time when I expected you two to focus, this is it. Sophia, stop with these pointless remarks. Want to show your sister? Then go and prove you can do what she failed at. I never said I could, and I'm not sure whether... Oh, really? Not so sure of yourself suddenly? Stop whining. Stand up straight, keep your chest forward. Maybe for once your silly books will have their use. I heard the prince reads a lot. He does? What does he read? I don't know and I don't care. Just try to use it to your advantage. If this doesn't work, you're not as pretty as your sister, so just flatter him a lot. You can do it. Carmosa! Ugh! I'm so angry at how Carmosa's treating her daughters. This is so awful. Like, Sophia, I think, is just gonna get, like, freaked out because Carmosa's just bullying her all the time. Ugh. Right. I'm sure he's not used to that. Is there anything else you would like to add to this conversation, Sophia? If not, then I suggest you go and charm the prince. And what about Gloria? Your sister and I are going to have a little chat while you are gone. You concentrate on the prince. Be seductive. Go. Oh, I'll miss your pleasant chat with Mother Gloria, and I was so hoping for a good show. Just go. All right, Sophia's turn. Good evening, Your Grace. Oh, I do hope I use the right style. Good evening, my lady. It is one of the conventional titles used when addressing kings, so no, not really. At least not yet. Oops, looks like I blew it already. I wouldn't worry about that. I never understood all those subtleties myself, nor cared for them, for that matter. I must be really lucky then, since I don't care much for titles myself, never seen the purpose. You do not. Quite a rare trait for a daughter of a noble house. And much more importantly, daughter of a powerful, ambitious lady. Don't forget about women with agendas, Your Highness. They tend to be pretty hard to overlook anyway. Oh, is that so? Oh yes, quite an overbearing character, that mother of ours. She even made us wear these dresses, you see. Have you ever worn a corset this tight, my prince? No, I never had the chance, opportunity. Oh, neither had I until today. But it doesn't really matter, because we all have our roles to play and tasks to fulfill. After all, a single night can change the fate of many. Whole families, great houses, dynasties, etc. I can see you're quite upset, my lady. I'm only the younger daughter, and my mother wasn't born into ladyship, so it's second-hand nobility you're speaking to. You don't have to lady me, my prince. All right, if you say so. So are you here because your mother asked you to come against your will? Yes, that's exactly why I'm here, because I'm a good girl who's willing to play her part. In that case, would you believe it if I said the reason why I'm here is not that different from yours? I guess you could call it a family obligation. Yes, although my oppressive parent is here in spirit alone, his legacy is omnipresent, his influence palpable. I thought the wine tasted funny. Oh, you don't have to play that shocked look on me. If you were anything like me, and your father was even slightly similar to my mother, a joke like that won't make you blink. You're right. Having spent all my life among people trained to keep up appearances, I picked up all the conventional reflexes. Like acting shocked when someone is making a joke about your dead parent, even though everyone knows he wasn't as good a father as he was a king. I feel lucky already. At least nobody ever forced me into a mold of politeness. I shudder at the thought of someone trying. Such a silly concept, this politeness, lying to each other in the name of good manners, as if honesty was a vice. You are a very original young woman, you know that? Isn't original one of the categories physicians use when they lock you up in an asylum? Technically, I think it's innovative. And I am serious. I'm glad you're here. I'd love to get to know you better. The correct response here would be to say, "Thank you, Your Highness," and maybe blush a little, yes? Well, I'm not so good at blushing on demand. Don't get me wrong, my prince, you seem much nicer than I expected, but I didn't come here because I wanted to have a chat with you. I'm here because my mother has serious control issues and wants me to play a role she sculpted for me, probably before I was even born. Not very entertaining a role, mind you. And as for my sister, well, alright, that actually is the pleasant part. I just wanted to show her that I can do it better without even trying. And I couldn't care less about ruling. Grown-ups sitting in ridiculous chairs, wearing funny hats made of metal, frankly, it all seems very silly to me. Well, you've made your point quite clear, so what now? Now, if you were a normal man, I would gladly invite you to our residence, show you how lovely your family operates, get to know you better, but alas, you are not. Therefore, it's the perfect time to go back home and get this cursed thing off my waist. Whoever invented these must have been really innovative. Good night. Have a good night's ball and everything. I'm out of here. They didn't dance, did they? What the... Heavens, this ball is turning into a madhouse rather rapidly. Too bad, though. This one I started to like. Sophia! Alright, I'm almost there and all ready. Time to make my grand entrance. Alright, time to go to the palace. A complete and utter disaster. You have no idea how much this will cost our family. You had a chance to secure the future for yourselves. And for your children and their children, you'll be very lucky to find a single man in this kingdom willing to court you after the display you gave tonight. And good riddance. What did you say? Mother, look! There's some commotion in the ballroom. I think someone important has arrived. Indeed, whoever that is, they can afford to be late, so I'm guessing it really has to be someone important. I'm not important, I'm just very late. Everyone has gone silent. What is going on? Oh, hello. Looks like we have a latecomer, and an interesting one at that. That is a mighty fine dress. Wait, is that... I think I know her. He's like, that's Madame Guide's dress, and that hair, it has to be Cinders. Oh no. I don't applaud her lack of punctuality, but she certainly knows how to make an entrance. I wonder who she might be. I don't think punctuality is among the top qualities expected from a future queen. What about stunning looks? Not a prerequisite, but then again, neither is courage, and this one clearly has plenty of both. Watch out, my prince, she is coming. Good evening, Your Highness, and to you too, Captain. Good evening, my lady. Now if you please excuse me, my prince. Good evening, my lady. I have noticed you only just arrived. Even those who care little for appearances must accept the fact that people still judge others by their looks. That's why proper preparations have to take time. And if I may judge, the outcome is positively stunning. Flattery is a very pleasant way of showing others we want something from them. So what is it that you want in this situation, my prince? Is it an obedient wife, a wise consort, or just someone to keep you warm at night? Cinders, a little bold here, huh? Do not get me wrong, Your Highness. I do empathize with your complicated situation and understand you must have a wife to be crowned. I can see you don't hold social conventions in high regard. That is quite an accurate description of my predicament, though. And yet, understanding this, you are here. Don't tell me it's to taste wine from the royal cellars. Frankly, there's more than one reason. The wine, the food, not to mention company. I won't deny I find power interesting, especially after hearing all the rumors. Oh, so there is a spark of curiosity behind that cold, inquisitive look. There is nothing more natural than being attracted to power, my lady. I didn't say I was attracted to it, I merely stated that I find it, and those who wield it, intriguing. For example, what kind of person does one have to be a good ruler? A sound philosophical question, worthy of the author of The Duke. And what are your views on the matter? Although her approach may at times be cynical or overly instrumental, I believe that Livia Malik managed to describe power in its actual rather than ideal form. An independent judgment from a well-read lady. How very refreshing. I always regretted the fact that such a fine a scholar as Lady Malik does not hail from our kingdom. Perhaps I was simply blind to the treasures of our realm, the fact that some women do in fact receive education even in this backwater land. You speak harshly about your own kingdom, my prince. Criticism may be the only weapon of the powerless, but you are hardly without power, are you not? To be honest, I am pretty powerless. Being a prince mostly entitles me to living in more comfortable quarters than, say, the town's innkeeper, but I don't even get a fraction of his power. But assuming I were a king already, what would you have me do, my lady? What changes would satisfy subtle tastes of a learned modern woman such as you? I might have read a few books, but I am not a politician. I can speak generally of injustices that require mending or errors which need to be corrected. I believe the kingdom would benefit from reforms and a more modern style of government. Isn't that a polite way of saying that monarchy is obsolete? Not necessarily. An enlightened ruler may balance novelty and freedom with stability and tradition, as long as he keeps those who could threaten him either too satisfied or too afraid to raise up against him. Against him or her, I would add. Yes, gender plays no role in such matters. At least here we have some equity. I must admit, you are an intriguing woman, my lady, very different from the rest of the people who came here today. They don't seem to be even slightly bothered by the masks they have to wear. I wonder if it's so because they wear them every single day as well. But you are different. You may be wearing a mask, but you speak to me plainly and honestly, risking being misunderstood or simply rejected. I can appreciate that, even if you did leave me a bit flabbergasted. You judged me very quickly, Prince. I could be many things, none of which I appear at this moment. During the last few days, I've learned that people are as complex as their motivations and agendas, and more importantly, we are all products of circumstances and surroundings. It would be easier to simply summarize others at first glance, have their actions justified with a simple because, but it would be false as we can never really grasp what is inside them. I must admit, I find the dictum terrifying that all of us are merely actors on some stage set out for us. Be it others or fate, being determined by things we can't control is frightening. I know it all too well. You speak of your family. I am. It isn't a light story, Your Highness. Definitely not a topic for a polite and charming conversation to make the time pass more pleasantly. I would like to hear about it nonetheless, if I am not asking for too much. Please, tell me about your family, my lady. How could I refuse you, my prince? Well, my mother died in labor, bringing me into this world. My father eventually remarried a woman who already had 2 daughters. He died soon after that, so now I live with a stepmother and her 2 daughters. That is strange. I've never heard of a noble house with 3 daughters and no father. I recall one family of a widow with 2 daughters, though. How is it possible, my lady? Oh, Caramosa. Stepmother doesn't see me as one of her daughters. She allows me to stay in her house under one condition. I work as a servant for bed and board. Those who are familiar with the family know of my existence. As for others, I wouldn't be surprised if she told everyone she has 2 daughters, and that is that. That's unbelievable. I did warn you about this topic. It isn't very entertaining. No, I'm glad you told me about it. It showed me how ignorant I still am, and how little I know about my own realm. Well, in that case, I'm glad you asked me about my life. Look at me babbling like a lunatic. You must be wondering whatever happened to royal manners. I forced you to speak about things which you must find painful during a ball, when we're supposed to be taking our minds off unpleasant things. Please, allow me to make amends. Would you do me the honor? Oh, I'm not really a dancer. Don't worry, my lady. I will show you. Alright, maybe I can learn something from you as well, my prince. Is this alright? You're doing fine, my lady. This isn't as difficult as I expected. Not that I had expected to be dancing with you, my prince. And yet, here we are. It feels very natural, too. Who knows, maybe it was fate that brought the 2 of us together. Fate? And what is it that really brought me here tonight? Do you truly believe it was some mystical force? I can imagine getting here must have been difficult for you, considering your situation. put it mildly, yes, but I wouldn't call it fate, my prince. To the contrary, if it was up to fate, I'd be cleaning the dishes this very moment. No, Your Highness, the only reason I'm here is because I do not believe in any force other than my own ability to influence the world around me. I choose to shape my life in any way that I can, and take responsibility for the consequences of my actions. Having it any other way is cowardice. A commendable attitude, my lady. This may not be the wisest thing to say at the moment, but I'll say it anyway. I consider myself lucky to have met you tonight, my lady. Luck or not, I'm glad as well. Very glad to be here with you, my prince. Have I complimented your eyes already? Strange, I can't seem to remember. Neither can I. Let's assume you haven't. Can't get enough of looking into them. They have these amazing dancing sparks inside them. They suit you more than well. They speak of wit and intelligence. Now, I'm sure you haven't complimented my eyes. Please, do continue. What else do you find attractive? I will, then. I adore watching your lips as well. They move so gracefully when you speak, as if conveying a promise. And what promise have you read from them? I dare not say it. Let's move on. Your neck. Skip the neck, Prince. What about my chest? Chest is not the word I'd use. And what word would you prefer? I think we should get to know each other better before we switch to a more colloquial vernacular. I'd love to get to know you better, my lady. You will have your chance, my prince, if you're persistent enough and constant in your ambition. But we tend to undervalue things we achieved effortlessly. Let me give you an obstacle, my prince. You may thank me later. You really are incredible, my lady. And you wouldn't have it any other way, my lord. Good night, and thank you for this unforgettable evening. Mother is... Wait, Lady Carmosa saying that? Or unless she's just saying as a oh heavens kind of thing. Mother, is that... Well, I'll be... Cinders? Carmosa, girls, are you enjoying the ball? I certainly am. Brazen little brat, how dare you come here, show off in front of the prince like some harlot, and steal his attention away from my daughters. Oh, really? Because the girls were doing so well on their own. You know, I think it's always easier to be charming and make a good impression on people when you're relaxed and confident about what you're doing. I came here out of my own will, Carmosa, while your poor daughters only came because they either fear or don't want to disappoint you. You little! They came because they knew it's important. They came because you put the weight of your sick ambition on their shoulders and whipped them to make them go faster. The fact that you can't see your mistakes makes your failure all the more tragic. Perhaps I was mistaken. Cinders, you were really amazing. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Thanks. So, what are you going to do now? Got any more surprises for the evening? If you do, then please warn us in advance, or someone may have a heart attack. Surprises? What do you expect me to do? I'll just head back home. I got what I wanted, right? Besides, these shoes are killing me. What are they even made of? Blasted thing, it's the left one that almost cut my skin. Let's see if I can send you flying over the wall, shall we? There, and stay there. I'll be going now. Take care, ladies. And there she went. Well, I'd say this has been an entertaining and a very educational experience. What do you think, Gloria? Yes, I think I did learn something about myself. All of us, actually. Would you agree, Mother? A mistake. Looks like someone has just been hit with a revelation. Too bad it wasn't sooner. Good evening, Lady Carmosa. Ladies, I'm looking for Cinders. Do you know where I can find her? My lady? Cinders is not here, Captain. Could you tell us why you're looking for her? Royal orders. The prince would like to have a word with her. Cinders has just left, Captain. She seemed to be in a hurry, too, as if trying to get back home before midnight. Funny, since Mother's here, and she wasn't supposed to be here at all. It isn't like she needs to make it before curfew or anything. If that lovely dress was as terrible as her shoes, maybe she just wanted to get back home and take it off as soon as possible. Her shoes? Yes, slippers. Very original design, too. She said they were awfully uncomfortable and then threw one over the wall. The other one is still here, on the ground. Slippers. Okay, later that night. But for now, we're going to stop here. The ball has been completed. It's over. We're all back home. It looks like this is continuing back from when the game first started. I don't know how much longer this will go, but I do know that we are quite up against time right now. So thank you for watching. This has been SAmaryllis playing Cinders. I hope you have a great day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Goodbye!